My name is Vivian McPeak, and I'm the Executive Director of the world's largest annual cannabis policy reform event, the Seattle Hemp Fest. I have had the unique opportunity of being the Executive Director of an event that welcomes 100,000 attendees down to the Seattle waterfront every year. This year we will feature 4 stages of speakers and music, over 300 arts, crafts, food, and informational vendors, a huge circus tent with panel discussions all 3 days, and we will fill about 700 to 900 staff shirts with volunteer activists. My journey to justice began in the early 1970s when I became a member of the cannabis culture. And through that time, I learned so much about the incredible wonders of the cannabis plant. I learned that cannabis is a relatively therapeutic, benign, natural substance that can be abused. But if people abuse cannabis, the dangers which exist are significantly less than from a variety of other substances that humans usually abuse. I learned about medical marijuana and the variety of therapeutic applications that cannabis has for people suffering from a variety of ailments and disabilities. I learned about the incredible industrial applications of cannabis plant, both environmental, construction aspects, mitigation of a lot of environmental concerns. And I also learned about the disproportionate targeting of Americans by the government through prohibition for nearly a century. Witnessing friends of mine over the decades who were users of cannabis be targeted and persecuted, otherwise responsible, law-abiding, contributing Americans really put a fire in my belly to fight prohibition. I watched friends of mine lose custody of their children, who were then given to other people who told their children that their parents were criminals. I saw friends of mine have their homes taken away, their bank accounts seized, their property taken. I saw friends of mine put in jails and prisons over use or sale or cultivation of cannabis, put in with murderers and rapists and thieves and other common criminals. I watched people's lives and reputations be destroyed. I watched them have a hard time getting a good job, renting an apartment, and putting up with their families hating them, and some people losing their families because they're incarcerated. Seattle Hemp Fest takes place here in Seattle, Washington, which is a very progressive and liberal region. However, we are facing a lot of real obstacles. There are very powerful governmental and business interests in the region which are fighting Hemp Fest and want to see Seattle Hemp Fest disappear. We are currently fighting in state court and city court against what we believe are unconstitutional attempts to restrict our revenue streams. And it's really important that people support these cultural events like Seattle Hemp Fest, even at this time of massive reform. I believe that it's really important at this nascent stage of this burgeoning cannabis industry that we advocate for components of social and racial and gender equity to be implemented in the industry. People of color have been disproportionately targeted by prohibition, and women in America still face the glass ceiling, or in this case, the grass ceiling, trying to get equal opportunity in business. And it's really important that people of color and that women have equal opportunity in managerial and ownership positions in the industry so we can correct these improprieties. I suggest that everybody gets involved in the movement and becomes an activist in whatever large or small way they can. And that includes just talking to your neighbors and your friends, your boss, your clergy, and let them know what you feel about cannabis and prohibition. Contacting your elected representatives and requesting them politely to advocate for sensible changes and sensible reforms to cannabis laws. And remember that your wallet or your purse is one of the most important aspects of activism that you have. Where you put your dollars is an important form of political speech. My name is Vivian McPeak. I'm a member of the cannabis culture, and I just want to say, don't fear the reefer. Support weed maps.